Oh, hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry and Mowers and Blowers. Let's go. Gonna be working on the first few steps of my Revo Moto Cooper or CF Moto 150cc motor scooter that I found off the street thanks to a tip from my friend Coleman Mailman. Never ever done a scooter on camera before. Before I got into Mowers and Blowers, I did fix my old 1988 Honda Spree 50cc and sold it. I regret selling it because I've always loved the motor scooters. This thing is like twice the size of the 50cc one, right? 3 times the size of the engine. So I found it on the street. Tires actually hold air, believe it or not, and I don't think it's going to be that difficult to get it started again. I know nothing about it and I don't have a key. Not having a key is not that big of a deal because you can just take the ignition out and hotwire it so that it'll get spark. And then I have to try to open up. There's a lot of compartments with keys. This one's already open, but there's nothing in it. This one here I want to open to get this out to see. And also there's a glove compartment over there too. So I'm going to take a screwdriver and just jam it in all those things and try to yank it out. So I have a slight feeling it might be stolen because the license plate was bent upwards so you couldn't see it. Guy was a little hinky too, you know what I mean? Ooh. Ugh. All right, I'm going to show you guys. So it looks like there was a mouse nest in here. Here's the battery. Obviously it's dead. It's the original plate. It's the VIN number and everything. You guys see that? Manufactured by Changfeng Holding Group. Changfeng, I did some research on it. They make the CF Moto stuff now, and they have, you know, quads and side-by-sides and really good motorcycles from what I hear. There's a VIN number. I can't really make it out. Type of vehicle, it says motorcycle, even though it's a scooter. PSI, cold. Anyway, you guys could screenshot that and do some research for me if you'd like. Manufacturer is 2004 to 2007. Being that the license plate has a stamp on it that says 2006 inspection, I would assume this is a 2006. And whoever bought it new. That's it. Nothing else is in here except a shredded label here, but I can't really make it out. And I don't want to really dig in here to get the remnants of it. Make a puzzle. I can't really read anything. It says unleaded, 90 octane, made in China, Changfeng Group, spark plug, NGK, DPR 7EA9. That's all I can make out of it. It's too small. Alright, so I think that I have to remove this cover to get access to the engine. Oh, here's a gas cap. Unleaded fuel only. Oh, okay. So the gas tank looks like it's plastic and empty, completely dry and clean. So that's really good, really good. I would assume I'd have to take off all these plastics to get to see what the engine looks like and the spark plug and all that stuff. Let's try to get the glove open. Ooh, look at that. So it's just this, see? You just turn it horizontally. And there's nothing in here except for the horn. So the key, I'm not gonna, do because I have no idea what's latched and what isn't latched or whatever, if it's making contact. So I'm gonna have to start taking some plastics off. So this one has a key in the back, but it's already off. See? These clasps over here kind of negates the purpose of having a key, since you can open it from this side too. Just no key. So I don't understand why there's a key at all. This is the front glass for the lights. I just keep it in here. And it has these brackets. I don't know what they're for, but it looks like it was, you can, I don't know, some kind of bracket to put something else on, but they were in here, along with a Allen key. Wouldn't it be funny if the key was in here? That'd be great. No such luck. So this is just like a little cargo carrier, which is nice, you know. And look, this stuff looks terrible, but I mean, I could sand that down and repaint it. No big deal. As long as it's still here and not cracked, you know. I'm just going to take this one step at a time, fellas. I'm going to give you a walk around so that you can actually see what it is. I have seen on the internet, I mean, there's nothing on the internet on this, that name, Moto Cooper Revo. There's nothing on it, zero. But I have seen a couple of models that look exactly like it. And that is the, you guys can look it up for me if you'd like. A TNG Verona looks just like this. And also the CF Jewel or something like that looks just like this. And CF makes sense because CF is Changfeng Holding Group. And those are later models like 2011, 12, all that. But it still looks exactly the same. So we probably know this is a 2006. So there's no information on the internet about this bike at all. This is frozen, the handle. You can't even grip it, right? While I don't know much about this stuff, okay? While I thought this looked strange, and it does, I thought something went in here. But actually this is, I believe, the master cylinder, brake cylinder. And it's supposed to be glass there. So you can see the levels, but there's no glass because it's pulverized, whatever. So all the brake fluid leaked out or something. You take these two screws off and you open it up and you could put brake fluid in it. But obviously there's no glass there anymore, see? So the brake fluid would just come out. Same exact thing goes for this one. There's nothing holding this from having brake fluid come out. This is an automatic. So while this is definitely the brake, right? But it's seized. The pistons at least, so it won't let you turn. Here, it's free, which this was. But there's no clutch, I don't think, because this is an automatic. So this got to be the front brake, and that's the rear brake. Correct me if I'm wrong, fellas, but I don't believe this has a clutch, since there's no gas pedal at all, no shifting. It's just your throttle, but the throttle is free and loose, so that's really good. It's missing a mirror. It only has one. I'm amazed it even has one. You know what I mean? This is probably high beam, low beam, horn, left and right signal. I only know this because I used to have a scooter, remember? But this doesn't seem to click, so I don't know what that is. It's either power start, but then here's a power start too, and I don't know what that is. Left and right, but this actually clicks. Or this one. Oh yeah, this kind of clicks. This is interesting. This only has 457 miles on it. It's hardly used. That's good news. But I really need to know how to access the engine. And I think I would have to take all the plastics off to get to the engine, the top of it. So I'm just gonna put you in time lapse and I'll figure out how to get the top fairings off. And then I believe here's the cover to the transmission. We could look at gears and belts and chains, whatever. And I don't know, that shock doesn't look very good at all. I believe it holds air, but I'm gonna pump this up a little. These brakes don't look too bad, but I was looking at some parts. They don't look very expensive, including the entire front brake assembly, all this down to the caliper. All this down to the caliper in the back. I believe it's like 50 bucks each. So $100 for brakes. I don't know if I want to spend so much money on it. I have to determine whether or not it'd be worth to spend money on it, you know? But wouldn't it be great if I was zipping around my neighborhood with this thing? Anyway, let's tear it apart and see if we can get to the engine area so we can do some more triage troubleshooting. All right, took the front fairing off. It sucked, okay? Clips and screws that were so rusted that I stripped them and I had to drill them out. Like 4 of them. It sucked, okay? They were so brittle, I was afraid to break them, but I ended up doing it without breaking them. So just the front fairing came out. As you can see, some kind of rat's nest in there. This is the ignition right over here. I could, at least now, I could see the wiring. I could try to figure out where it leads to so I can crisscross them. There's something cut here, so somebody's been in here for sure, right? Maybe they cut this so that it would start. These 2 went to the lights that I disconnected. Here's the radiator, at least the fill. And this is the overflow, and it's empty and clean. And this is still kind of rubbery, pretty good. I'm gonna blow that rat's nest out so it's more clear. There's the horn, but then if that's the horn, then what's this? Oh, siren. Oh, alarm? There's an alarm. I ended up taking also that part there with the seat, and now it's exposing, I believe, the carburetor. And I don't see the plugs anywhere. I think that might be the fuel pump. This is the fuel pump. Gas fuel pump? That would only make sense if that's the fuel pump, right? Or sending unit. I believe that's the carburetor. Here, let me throttle and see if it works. Wait, yeah. Oh, look at that. Moves freely. Smooth too. I don't see where that's a CDI ignition, which I have no idea what it is. That I'm not sure either. I don't know where the spark plug is. I'll have to look through this a little bit. I'll get back to you. I'm making some progress. Okay, after doing a little bit of digging around, I did find a cover on the right side, on the left side over here, that exposes the spark plug. I'll get to that in a minute, but I want to loosen this radiator cap and just check out if there's any fluid in there. And this was really, really rusted, which is natural when it's fluid, you know what I mean? Especially like water-based fluid. This moves along with it, so it makes it difficult. It's coming though. There we go. Maybe not. All right, you know, it's not too bad. You know, look, this rubbery thing, it's still rubbery. Can't tell if there's any fluid in there or not, but it was pretty rusted right around here. So let me get that gas cap. Oh, I'm sorry, let's take that spark plug out. So the spark plug is twisted in there. I mean, why do they put it there? It does move, but oh, ooh, there we go. It's an NGK. Not surprising. And this boot is torn, but you could just wrap it with some electrical tape or something, which is what I'll probably do. And it looks clean on the inside. No rust. It's clean. Now let me try to get the spark plug out and just check it out, and then maybe spray some oil inside, you know, lubricant at least. I'll probably use a WD-40 and just shove it in there. But you know what? I want to look inside. Let me get the spark plug out first. The spark plug is twisted in there. I don't have a swivel. You know the swivel? So I have to take this fairing out. There's a panel here. I have to take that out just to get access to the spark plug. And it's turning. I wish I had one of those swivel extensions. Okay, it turns at a little angle. See what I mean? How can you even get to that? What do you guys think the spark plug's going to look like? By the way, where do you even add oil? I haven't seen a dipstick anywhere.
Cletus, you know what you are? You're a
There's no way this
dipstick.
is a two-stroke, right?
Dipstick.
Where do you even put the oil? All right, here's your spark plug. Oh, look at that. Looks good, fellas. Look at that. No carbon buildup, no rust, no water. This is good news so far. But what I'd like to do is before I shoot oil in there, I want to check out the condition of the pistons. And I had a Borescope before, or endoscope, but I sold it. But guess what? I got this in the mail just the other day. It's a TESLONG. It's a TESLONG endoscope. Endoscope camera. Wow. Check that out. Badass. Look at that. I feel like I'm in a doctor's office, you know, when they put the plastic around the wire. So there's the camera. Has a light on it. There's a screen for you. We could just shove this into the radiator reservoir, the gas tank, the bore where the spark plug came out of, so we can see the condition of the bore. If it's all scratched up, if there's rust buildup everywhere, that way you'll know whether or not it's safe to crank it, you know what I mean? Of course, we'd have to do the wiring first to get it so it would have spark. Right now, there's no way you're gonna get spark because you have no key to turn it to ignition. When you turn it, it connects to two wires so it has a current that goes to the coil, right? To get a spark. Right now, there's no way you would get spark. I mean, not no way, but 99.8% chance that you're not gonna get spark without a key. So you'd have to first bypass the ignition switch before you can get any type of spark. Hopefully we'll get spark. We'll find out the condition of the parts where we can't see to get a better idea of whether or not it's risky to crank. If there's rust and stuff in the bore where the spark plug is, you don't want to put a battery to the ignition after you bypass it and crank it, because all the rust in there or carbon buildup pieces will scratch the bore and you'll lose compression that way. So this is the safe way to do it with an endoscope from TESLONG. We're going to try it out right now. In the box, in the case is, looks like some fuse holders. It's a USB-C charging, but hopefully there'll be some juice in here so we can power it up. So I'm in the garage now, just so you can see better without some glaring light. Let's just try it out for the first time. Okay, maybe I have to hold it down for 3 seconds. There we go. Look at that. There's nothing to it. You just turn it on. Look at that. Ooh, there's my nose. Got some nose hairs in there. Awesome. Look how clear that is. All right, that's nothing to it. You're able to take screenshots. Oh, here's a light, so you can see. Settings. Okay, you can do your resolution, date stamp, shutter sound, you know, those things. Okay, it's 2 megabytes, 19 by 20 by 1080. That's very clear. Sorry about the glare. I'm trying to get it so they timestamp. Okay, off, on. shutter sound on. Okay. You got auto power off, language, date, format, default settings, version. Yeah, that's it. Nothing to it. Oh, here. Intensity of the light. That's very bright. You can turn it off too. Cool. That's it. This is the NTS 500. Let's stick this into the spark plug hole and see what we see. It's very bright out today, okay? Lots of sunlight. So I don't think you're going to be able to see this. Matter of fact, I can barely see it. All right, I'm going to shove this into the hole. Now it's live. I see the spark plug. You guys see the spark plug? Hey, you know what? I'm going to take the camera off and let you see. I'm sorry. With the glare, you're just not going to be able to see. You could kind of see. Can you see that? There's a spark plug opening right there, okay? I'm going to stick it in. That's what she said. Oh, look at that. You guys see that? Oh, I wish you could see that. It's super clean. I could see the piston. It says I. Okay guys, check this out, okay? So I'm trying to zoom in so you could see it better. Can you kind of see it? All right, watch this. On the top here, there's a button. I'm gonna press this button, okay? Watch. Oh my God, it rotates. You can kind of see it, right? You see the piston? The walls are super clean. The piston is super clean. Look at that look. It rotates it. Oh my God, that's so impressive. I love this thing. I don't think I need to spray any lube down there, fellas. It looks super clean, like new. Very good news. I just can't get over how this thing can rotate like that. Oh, that's a good view of the piston right there. Piston and the walls are super clean. Fantastic. This TESLONG thing is fantastic. I'm doing the gas tank now. Okay, it's kind of in the shade so you can sort of see. Can you see that? It's the best I can give it to you guys. Gas tank is super clean. Dry plastic. Awesome. Okay, let's look in the radiator now. You guys aren't going to be able to see this. It's too bright over here. Okay, it's curved. Won't go down any more than that. Yep, looks all right. I am super impressed with this TESLONG endoscope, NTS 500. It's really clear and easy to use, and the camera rotates by itself by the push of these buttons. Really great item, guys. I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to check it out. Very useful for the mechanic and technician in you. I'm not going to sell this one. This one's great. You know what? Let's bypass that switch and hook up a battery. We could crank this thing. Now I'm going to check out the ignition and blow some of this stuff out. Man, that endoscope really was cool. So the ignition switch is right here. This is the tumbler. It goes to it. The only thing coming out of that is this set of wires right here. So I'm going to disconnect this. And if you look at it, there's the tumbler, the module with 4 pins in it. I think the only thing we care about is the positive and the negative right here. The red and the black. So if you plug it in like that, right? The red and the black is this and that, these two. So if I jump it, take a wire, put it between here and there, it'll make a circuit as if it's connected. The other two are like lights or something or whatever. I got a cotter pin, bent it out. So technically, if you just went like that, it would be bypassed. Just like that. So you should be getting spark now, maybe. This was just hanging there, some kind of relay. I guess I'll try to add a battery somehow. Okay, I got a jump starter here, okay? Black to negative, red to red. Ooh, look, the turn signal's clicking. And the front lights are on. Okay, let me shut off the lights. Fuel gauge has a green light. It's on. Front headlights on. And this is clicking. So I think it's the solenoid. I turned the flashings off so we have more juice. Check it out. Cranks! Awesome! Oh my god, it cranks. Now we have to see if it starts. I'm gonna shoot some fluid into the mouth of the carburetor? Where is that? Also, what about the oil? Where do you put the oil in? I'm gonna have to look around first because if you can't start this without oil in it, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm pretty sure it has oil in it, but I can't find it. And there's no website or anything to tell me where it is. Holy cow, look at that. I can see the radiator now. Oh, there's my socket. I dropped it before. Now we're gonna be able to see some more stuff. Looks like way easy access to get to the spark plug too. That's what it looks like. Radiator fan. Cool, huh? There's the spark plug access, much easier now. Look at this hose just hanging here with nothing attached to it. I saw another one. There's another one here, the hose. That doesn't look like it goes in there. Doesn't look right. So here's the heads, right? Still can't find the oil reservoir. I mean, can you imagine you had to take all that plastic off just to fill the oil? Preposterous. I'm just gonna have to keep looking. Can't find any oil or the air box. I mean, I know this is the carburetor. It's the intake to the engine, right? But is there an air box, you know, for the air? I don't understand. Just found this hose just hanging there. Don't know where it goes. Also, this is just hanging there like that. Goes down. There's another hose that's just sitting here like that. I have no idea. This hose here is bad and attaches to there. I think it's just a vent and that's bad too. I found something interesting here. I believe this is the transmission fluid fill right here. It looks like it has red transmission fluid going into the transmission, and it's capped off on the top here. So I think you would fill it from here. All right, so that's one thing. I think I found the oil. It's on the right side, and it's right there. Which would make sense. And it looks like there's fluid in there. Not enough. Not at all. What kind of oil do you think this should take? I'm not going to be able to find anything that tells me how many, what kind. But being it's a 4-stroke, I think you're pretty safe with 5W30, 10W30. Chinese engines usually is 10W30. I'll fill some 10W30 in there just to be sure. Got some 10W30 here. This is racing engine oil, so this is like the ultimate in protection. This so far has been very interesting. Very interesting. I'm loving it. Oh, fresh lubrication. I haven't done that in a while. So here on the, just to give you an idea of the orientation, we're on the right side. Right after the carburetor, there's this box, round cylindrical casing, and over here is a wing nut. Well, that looks like maybe the cover to the air box. So if I remove this lid, I can blow starter fluid through there into the carburetor, and we can crank it and see if it turns over. What do you guys think? Is that a good idea? Now, why would they put the air box in there like that? Holy cow. How would you change the filter? Right? I mean, that hole leads right to where we need to go. Just spray some starting fluid, ether. I want it to get like some fluid, you know, so. What do you guys think? Think it'll turn over? I don't think so. Probably on the compression stroke before. Holy cow! Oh man, I am so stoked. Holy shit. Holy cow, I'm so excited. You know what? I don't see any reason for just not putting gas in here. Gas tank is clean. We put oil in it. It fires up and runs on whatever I shot in there. It actually ran for longer than I thought it would run for. You know, maybe the gas line is stopped or something, plugged up somewhere. I'm not sure, but only one way to find out. Put some gas in the gas tank, see if it flows. Uh-oh, I see something spilling. Uh-oh. Oh man, there's a lot of fuel popping out here. A lot. Oh man. Oh my God. Okay, so there's no fuel line connected to the fuel filter. There's a fuel filter in here, and it's not connected. It's just pouring out. So if one of those lines was a fuel line. Oh man. Got my finger on the hole. I better shut off this electricity, huh? What am I gonna do? Just stand here all day? Oh my God, so thank goodness my daughter came home. I put my finger on the fuel filter to stop it from running, right? I can't reach anything else. So I told her to go get me a beer bottle. It's actually Amstel. My wife, I don't drink. To catch it. And then while I'm catching it, it was getting full. So I'm like, what am I gonna do now? She went inside. And the fuel canister was right behind me, so I poured it in there, held my finger on it. The thing again, it was only about 2 bottles, but I think I drew it. A lot of it came out. So I was looking up there, the fuel filter came off the fuel line. But I don't know how I'm gonna get to it. I might have to try to take these plastics off too. Two 3/8 came right out. Well, why aren't these connected to anything? Oh, look, I stripped that bolt, so I'm going to have to drill that out to get this panel off. Holy cow, there's a lot of stuff here, fellas. I'm going to take this shit off. I can't see. I can't see anything. If I have to get this engine running, I got to be able to see what the hell I'm working with, right? I've got to take it off. I know I'll probably never get it back on again, but I got to take it off. Okay, as you saw in time lapse, I took off the panel. What a pain in the ass. There ain't no way I'm getting that back on again. I just don't know. So this fuel filter coming out of the gas tank goes into another thing that distributes it into 2 more areas, all right? One goes all the way to the front of here. The line goes in here, the front, into there, all right? And another one goes, this is my line, okay? All the way to the bottom up there into like one of those, it's a very small nozzle, but it goes in there. So it feeds gas into 3 areas? Yeah, so that line goes into 2. One goes into here, and another one goes into there. I don't know. But anyway, let's turn it on. Got gas, it's not leaking. I think I connected it right. Wow. Should we help it out by spraying some here? I disconnected this breather again, but you could always just take it off and spray some jism in there. I didn't want any vacuum leaks, but you gotta prime it out. That might be too much, I'm not sure. I still don't think it's getting gas. That's what I think. What the hell do I know? It seems to fire up only when you feed it. So it has a fuel delivery problem. Yeah, I don't think it's getting any gas. Well, that's it. That's just about all I can take for a day. What progress we made. Took the whole thing apart. All the fairings are off. Plastics, the back. We did jump the ignition, so we are getting spark. We ended up turning this thing over and actually ran for a few seconds. Fuel lines were replaced. I know it's flowing good from the gas tank out. It goes into one thing that takes it into two. That one goes into another two. I don't know why there's so many fuel inputs. That's really confusing to me. It doesn't seem like it's getting gas though. So some of those fuel lines may be blocked or clogged, or the carburetor's dirty. You would imagine the carburetor's gonna be dirty, right? Problem is, I've never taken apart a carburetor like this before. I'm afraid to take it out and not know how to put it back again. I'm gonna do some research overnight and we'll start episode number 2 on this thing another time. But how about it, guys? It looks like this thing's gonna run. You know what I mean? I mean, it does run. I'm not sure if the wheels spun. Did you guys see the wheels spin? I'll look at the video later when I edit it, but we're not leaking any more gas, so I think the gas is all worked out. I just don't know out of these other 3 hoses where it goes if they're blocked. Logic would say that the carburetor is probably dirty. But we'll see what happens. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll see you guys. Oh, before I even say we'll see you next time, if you guys know anything about what I should do, leave your comments below about what I should do. Am I going in the right direction to clean out that carburetor? Anyway, we'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Because the UPS guy screwed this up. I'm gonna see you guys next time on Mowers.